So I'm just showing you why I chose red clover and soybeans for the majority of my plots, is because they're extremely resilient. You can see I'm right in the woods right here. They don't get a whole lot of sun right here. You can see out of most of the sun, and they're starting here, and we haven't had rain yet in weeks, and they're already popping up out of the ground just from running them over with a 4-wheeler when I seeded them and sprayed this. So it's just another thing to keep in mind. Whenever you plant a seed, you want to do some research and make sure it's going to work for you, especially for deer food plots, because they see a lot of browse pressure and yeah, heavy traffic and everything. They really get abused, so you got to make sure that they're one resilient plant. But just wanted to give you an update on how the food plot's doing. And there's rain in the forecast tonight finally, so they should really shoot up after this. Also, you can see one of the reasons I shy away from rye a little bit is you get so much biomass for since you don't harvest it, or it's not in a row crop production, I guess, or being grazed by cattle or anything, so you end up with a lot of mulch left over. And you can see right here, soybeans are popping up through it, but some of the seed has a harder time, like clovers and stuff like that will have a harder time if you have too much biomass. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. That's why I choose kind of a medium height plant like red clover or oats and varieties like that they're not going to produce a ton of biomass that you're going to have to deal with at planting time, and then smother out everything else. So when you go to plant, but they do really well at holding moisture. So you try to find a balance if you can. So that's why I got brassicas as my quick release fertilizer, along with clover producing nitrogen in the spring, and then oats to get them through the winter when they browse everything down. And also, these beans are just starting to sprout right now. There's a ton of traffic coming in here, and then when you broadcast them, they seem to germinate randomly over the next couple weeks. So you'll have like a couple week window in between when the first ones germinate and the last ones, which kind of helps in your variety. That's why you want to up your seed rating when you do these small plots. And that gives you a lot more attraction too in the fall. All this is going to start dying down pretty soon anyways, because we're coming into September, and then you're going to be left with a bunch of short soybean plants and clover in here and everything. So it's highly attractive and perfect for these small plots.